Shalom, and welcome to Bible Stories as Blueprints of the Soul, your Biblical Hebrew podcast. Shalom and welcome to our Biblical Hebrew podcast. Today we shall speak about one verse from the book of Ezekiel, in English, Ezekiel. So let's see. I shall read in Hebrew and then translate it into English, and then we shall discuss the idea. Vayehi bishloshim shana, and it was in the 30th year, Baravi'i, in the 4th month, B'chamisha l'chodesh, in the 5th of the month, Va'ani betoch hagula, and I am inside or within the exile, Al nehar kvar, upon the river Kvar. There are a few mines here, foot mines here in this half a verse, but we shall relate to them one by one. And it was in the 30th year of what? Of Israel sitting in exile in the land of Babylon. But exile is not just a geographical term, is also a mental term. When a person doesn't sit in his place. Please remember the number 30. Baravi'i, in the 4th month, and the 4th month is again a dual number, and since the Exodus coming out of Egypt, we count the months from the spring, from freedom, because in Hebrew there are two countings, general two countings, from autumn, from Rosh Hashanah, when Adam and Eve were created, or from spring, from Pesach, when people went into freedom. So, since going out of Egypt, and God was speaking to Aaron and Moses, and told them, Rishon hu lachem lechodshei hashana, first is for you to be the head of the whole year. And God meant now you're counting, and you counting as free people, and you count from Nisan, from spring. Nisan is also Nitzan in Hebrew, a bud. Also from Nes, miracle, you start to count, and you count from freedom, from the spring. So, what is the 4th month from Nisan, from spring? Is Nisan, spring, April, Iyar, May, Sivan, parallel to June, and Tammuz, parallel to July. I say parallel because it moves. It's not really sitting. It moves all the time to adapt. So in the 4th month of Tammuz, B'chamisha l'chodesh, in the 5th of the month. So we have to see again, 30, remember 30, 4, dual, 5th of the month, Va'ani betoch hagula, and I'm within the exile. As we said, exile is not just geographical or historical term, it's also a mental term, when a person sits in a surrounding which is not fitting him. His spiritual tendencies, I would say. Al nehar kvar, upon the river Kvar. The English translation here in Mechon Mamre is like Chebar, or we can say Chebar, or kvar, I would translate just the sound, Kvar, but it's not. This is only like translation with transmitting sounds in a studio, transmitting sounds. No, this is not what it means. Let's look into the Hebrew letters of the word kvar. Kaf is 20, Bet is 2, Resh is 200. So already in the name kvar, we can see multiplicity via 20, via 2, and via 200. I'm on the river Kvar. What is the river Kvar? The river of multiplicity. But this is first reading. First reading is the river of multiplicity. Second reading, Kvar in Hebrew is a word that means already, already. And I sit within or in the exile upon the river that already was. So kvar is not just a name. Kvar means already. In the next sentence, we already been there. I would say kvar in Hebrew. Kvar hayinu sham. Kvar hayinu sham. But what does it mean? The river that was already. Which river was already then? The river of time? The river that goes out of Eden? Upon the river Kvar, upon the river that was already there. There. So, what is the situation of Yechezkel? He is sitting within the exile upon the river Kvar. It's an inner situation. Upon the river that was already. What is the river that was already? We still yet don't know. But what is the meaning of the name Yechezkel? And who is Yechezkel within us? Because all the Bible speaks about one person in different situations. All the names of people, men or women, all the names of places of river are expressions of powers that working inside of us all the time. So what or who is Yechezkel, which is in us? The word chazak is strong. The letter Yod in front, Yechezkel. In Hebrew, the name is Yechezak El. God shall be strong. Because Chazak is strong, Yod notes the direction of the future. Third person, always in Hebrew, gets a Yod in front of the verb. Yechezak shall be strong. Who? El. God shall be or will be strong. So, why Yechezkel? Look into his name. He is like between the chairs. He is sitting within the exile upon the river that was already. Like he wishes for something which already was. What was? We don't know. Niftechu hashamayim, the heavens opened, va'er'eh mar'ot Elohim. And I saw, but in Hebrew, I shall see, er'eh, I shall see, and vav, the connecting vav is also an opposite vav, the vav opposite the verb of the future into the past, always, mar'ot Elohim, the scenes or the visions of God. This is interesting for the 30 year, 30, the letter Lamed equals 30. Lamed, the letter Lamed equals 30. The letter Lamed also note the verb lomed, learn. In the 30 year is not just calendaric year, but we say illumination. So in the 30th illumination, there's a learning here. What is the learning that Ezekiel learns? Lomed or lamed. The verb is lamed. It's better. What does the Ezekiel inside of us learns, lamed, in the 30th illumination? Because 30 is 4 letters or 4 numbers above the 26, outside of the 26, which is unity. And the only way to connect to the 1, to the 26, to the Aleph, to the name, is via learning. 30, lamed. So what does the Ezekiel, that the one who wants to get stronger and relate to God or to Hashem, learns, lamed, in the 30 year, in the 30 illumination, because he is so far as 4 from the 26, the lamed is 30 and the name of God is 26, so there is a difference of 4, 26, the name of God, and lamed. To connect to the one we learn. What does Ezekiel learn? Because 30 in a way already testify, if we have to learn, we're already far. So he sits within the exile, is not in his place, and he wants to connect to the one while being in the exile upon the river Kvar, upon the river that already was. Also the letters Kvar, Kaf, Bet, Resh, 20 to 200 composed the same word as Rechev, vehicle, Resh, Chaf, Bet, Rechev, vehicle. So we can say that I was sitting within the exile upon the river vehicle, because with our body is a vehicle in time. To summarize this learning from Ezekiel, I would like to say something general about learning biblical Hebrew with us. English or German or Swedish or French or Spanish, they are left to right languages. Latin, Greek. To learn Hebrew is to learn a different mindset, not just because the Hebrew is one of the Semitic language which are working right to left, which is a different kind of thinking, of learning, of looking at things, of composing ideas and perception. This is, above all, it's a biblical Hebrew. It's the language, or the tongue. Tongue is an inner organ, symbolically speaking. This is a language of images, of which, and here we already meet Ezekiel, he sees images of God. So I'm aware of the fact that people who are coming from left to right languages, they have completely different kind of mindset, completely different kind of thinking. And to learn Hebrew with us, it's not just Ivrit, another language like Arabic, like German, like any other language is a tongue of which we communicate to God. And God communicates to us. I'm aware of the fact that it's not easy. And it, in a way, opposites the whole world that we know upon us. Because it's not how time works. In the biblical Hebrew, there is no time. And from this point, we come and learn together to discover new things. I know it's not easy. I know it's sometimes hard because it's like in a way to break the walls of the mind, to break the perception upon we grew, and society educate us for generation to conceive the world as people conceive it, but it's not the only way, probably not the right way. So I'm not saying what we do here is the right way, but I'm just saying it's different. And it's very interesting, it's very creative, it's very versatile, it's very mobile, and most of all, it's alive. So with all the difficulties that we experience during this journey, I offer you to come along and participate in the beautiful ride. So have a beautiful day and marvelous week. Thank you for listening to Bible Stories as Blueprints of the Soul. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to hear more about a certain topic, just write us an email to hebrew@learnoutlive.com. We are always happy to hear from you. For more episodes, videos, and articles like this, please visit our website at hebrew.learnoutlive.com. We also would like to invite you to join our live classes. Just search for Online College of Biblical Hebrew on Facebook and start learning now with students from all over the world. Koltuv and Shalom.